All right, so for today, we're going to be looking at what we call special right triangles. Okay, keep in mind I said triangles in plural, all right? So special right triangles. Each image that I give you guys, let me take a look at here, number 49. Each image that I give you guys is going to have 3 triangles, and we're going to say they're all similar. So that's what we call a similar right triangles. Let's take a look. First, there's one. Let me paint it in green. Right, you guys see it, there's a right triangle there. Then there's the second one. Let me color it here in yellow. You guys see there's the right triangle there. Let me highlight the 90 degrees. So on the yellow triangle, you guys can see there's a 90-degree angle. On the green triangle, I can say this is also 90 degrees because it's the angle of a line, right? There's the angle of a line. Half of the angle is 90. The other part should be also 90 because combined is 180. Now the third triangle, because I said there's 3 triangles. The third triangle, let me just highlight it here with this red. I'm talking about this big triangle. And so now you should be able to see there's a green triangle, there's a yellow triangle, and there's a red triangle. You guys can see the 90-degree angle for the red triangles right here. So there are 3 right triangles, and we're going to say they are similar. Now, what I'm going to do from this triangles, I only need 2. Okay, so I only need 2 triangles, but the 2 triangles that I need are the 2 triangles where I know 2 measurements of it. Okay, so when I see here, looking at question number 49, to begin with, I can just say this whole thing, right? This whole thing. Part of it is x, the other part is 36. So I'm going to say this whole thing right here is x plus 36. So I'm always going to look at the hypotenuse of the big triangle. Maybe I know 2 parts of it, so I can always combine them to make the big side. So I'm going to say that is x plus 36. I might need it, I might not. I'm just going to leave it at that for right now. And then let me draw 2 right triangles here. Like I said, I know in my figure I have 3, but I only need 2. And I'm going to use the 2 triangles where I know 2 sides of it. So let's take a look at this triangle here. I know one side is 36, the other side is 60. Let me highlight, this is the 90 degrees, so I'm gonna put the 90 degrees here. Okay, so now I might have to rotate it, anything that I do, I wanna overlap this triangle here. So in my mind, I'm going to rotate it. I'm gonna say this side right here is 36, and this side right here is 60. Right, focus on the triangle. You might have to rotate it. Pay attention to the 90-degree corner. So one side is 36, the other side is 60. Now, on a different triangle, let me look at the big triangle. This side is 60, and the hypotenuse is x plus 36. So I'm just going to write this as this side is 60, and the hypotenuse is x plus 36. Now, some of you might be wondering, let me highlight this triangle in green. Why did I not use that triangle? From that triangle, let me highlight it in, let's say black. I know one side is x, I know that side, but I have no idea of the other 2 sides. Remember, I'm going to use the 2 triangles where I know 2 sides of it. Okay, now that I have my 2 triangles, I'm just going to create proportions. I know that usually when I do similar triangles, I do proportions. Based on the information on the triangle on the top, I'm just going to say 36 over 60. So I'm looking at my numbers from the top. I'm just going to make a fraction. It doesn't matter if 36 goes on top or 60 goes on top. I'm just make a fraction. And this is going to equal to, now 36 goes with this 60. So 60 there. And 60 goes with this x plus 36. Okay. Now I'm just going to cross multiply. Let me simplify my numbers first. Right? We can use calculators. It's not a big deal. I know 36 times 36, once again, we're using a calculator, but so we can deal with big numbers. But in my case, I'm going to simplify it a little. I don't want to deal with big numbers. 36 and 60. Let me divide each by 12. So this simplifies to 3 over 5. Once again, we don't have to simplify. I will simplify, so just so I don't deal with big numbers. And at 36 and 60, again, I divided each by 12. So now let me cross multiply. 3x, so I'm going to get 3x plus 3 times 36 is 108. Before I continue, remember that 3 was by itself, so I multiplied 3 times x and 3 times 36. Right? When there's a plus or minus sign, I do that. The number by itself, I multiply it to both terms. And then here, 60 times 5 is 300. Now this plus 108, let me move it as a minus 108. So I'm going to get the 3x is equal to 300 minus 108. I know that's 192. Now let me divide both sides by 3. And I'm going to get that x is equal to 64. Okay, that's bad. That's not bad. Let's take a look at question number 50. I'm just going to draw 2 triangles here. I'm going to draw 2 right triangles. And I'm going to use the 2 triangles where I know 2 measurements off. So I'm looking at the big hypotenuse here is 9 plus x. I might use it, I might not, but I'm just going to leave it there for right now. Now I'm looking at this green triangle. The 90-degree angle is there. And I want to match it there. So if you need to rotate things, do so. I'm going to say this side right here is 9. This side right here is 15. The next triangle I'm going to be paying attention to is this one. Because I know one side is 15, and I know the hypotenuse is 9 plus x. So I'm going to say this is 15, and this right here, it is 9 plus x. Now I should be able to solve for x. Based on the triangle on the top, I'm going to make a fraction. I'm going to write a fraction, and I'm going to say 9 over 15. This 9 goes with this 15, and this 15 goes with 9 plus x. The numbers are not too big, 9 over 15. I could simplify, but they're not that bad. So I'm just going to cross multiply. The 9, the one number that is by itself. So this 9 have to go 9 times 9, 9 times x. That's going to give me 81 plus 9x equals, when I cross multiply, 15 times 15 is 225. So I'm just going to write that. So 81 plus 9x is equal to 225. To get the 9x by itself, I have to get rid of this 81. I'm going to move it to the other side. Don't forget to switch the sign. So I'm going to write it as a minus 81. So I get that 9x equals 144. Right, 225 minus 81 gave me 144. Now let me divide both sides by 9. And I'm going to get x is equal to 16. 144 divided by 9 is 16. There you go. X is equal to 16. Obviously, in the work, you don't have to type in x equals, just 16. Take a look at a couple more examples. Here's number 51. Let me just start by drawing 2 right triangles here. And I'm going to say here, this is x minus 36. right? The whole thing, the whole side was x. Part of it is 36. So for me to know the other part is x minus 36. Okay. One triangle I'm going to be looking at is this one. And I want this triangle to match that. So in this case, this is 48. And this bottom part is x minus 36. Another triangle I'll be looking at is, let me highlight it, this one. Once again, I choose a triangle where I know two sides. One side is 36, the other side is 48. So I'm going to say this side right here is 36, and this other side right here is 48. On our triangles, in reality, what it comes like, here is usually the small side, at the bottom is the medium side, and the hypotenuse, which is the largest side. Okay, so that's going to help us set it up. Now, based on the information on the top triangle, I'm just going to make a fraction. 48 over x minus 36. 48 goes with 36, and x minus 36 goes with 48. I know using a calculator, we can do 48 times 48 when I cross multiplied. And we can deal with big numbers, right? We do have a calculator, but my case, let me simplify a little. I don't want to deal with big numbers. 36 and 48, they can both be divided by 12. So I'm just going to call this 3 over 4. So we don't have to, but I will because I don't want to deal with big numbers. Now, when I cross multiply this way, I'm going to go 3 times x minus 3 times 36, we know it's 108, equals, this other side I have to go 48 times 4. And now 48 times 4 is 192. So now I have 3x minus 108 equals 192. Okay. This minus 108, I want to get rid of it. I'm going to move it to the other side as a plus 108. Don't forget to switch the signs. So I have that 3x is equal to 300. 192 plus 108 gave me 300. Let me divide both sides by 3. I'm going to get x equals 100. All right, not bad, not bad. Let's take a look at number 52. For starters, I'm going to say this little part right here, this x minus 16. The whole side is x. Part of it is 16. The other part is x minus 16. The large side minus the small side, so x minus 16. And I'm going to draw two right triangles here. There's one. There's the second one. And remember, the way I set these things up are, there's the small side, the medium side, and the hypotenuse is always the largest side. So I'm going to be looking at, let me highlight it, I'm looking at this triangle. And I want this to match that side. I'm going to say this is 12 and this is 16. The other triangle I'm going to be focusing on is this one. There's my 90-degree angle. And I'm going to say this is x minus 16. And this other side right here, it is 12. Based on the triangle on the top, I'm going to write 12 over 16 equals x minus 16 over 12. So remember, 12 goes with x minus 16, and 16 goes with 12. Now cross multiplied. When I multiply this way, I'm going to get 16x minus, I know 16 times 16 is 256. equals, and then here, 12 times 12, we know that's 144. So I have 16x minus 256 is equal to 144. Simple algebra now. This minus 256, let me move it over as a plus 256. So I have that 16x is equal to 400. Let me divide both sides by 16. So I'm going to get that x is equal to 25. Good. Let me zoom out so you guys can see it's right there.